the valley low. That's where we make our homes. But this I know, that's what He saved us from. 'Cause we've seen the glory of our King on the mountain top.
Before college, I'd never really been in a Bible study, actually, ever. And at first I got involved with the Protestant group, and their Bible study was great. It was all about the gospel and learning how to live that in daily life. But it wasn't until I came to the Focus Bible Study that I really got some solid foundation in my faith, the Catholic faith, that I'd always believed but had always had so many questions about. But when I go back and read the Gospels, and when we do it in Bible study, it's just so clear. This is how you live. It's very simple.
I've developed a much greater appreciation for reading the scriptures and developing a faith life, and finding answers in the scriptures, and finding a real meaning for it.
And from being in discipleship, my discipler was able to give me some tips on how to, lead my Bible study, and all of that has been helpful in when I actually started my Bible study to be able to lead it effectively.
Bible study has affected my faith throughout this year because it has given me the chance every single week to read more deeply into what God's trying to tell us and what exactly He wants us to do. And it's also allowed me to just things like during Mass, just listening more intently to the Gospel and the readings, just because it's given me a greater appreciation for God's Word.
To actually see stories in the Bible and apply it to my life, and see how those scripture readings could still be really relatable. And no matter how many times you read it, you're going to find something new in it that applies to what you're going through at the current moment. So I thought that was really good. I made some really great friends through Bible study, and we're all friends in faith now, so that's really awesome.
Discipleship has been great for my faith. Probably the best thing that I've done at BU for my faith. I started it, it wasn't discipleship at first, it was just me meeting up with one of the Focus missionaries probably about once a week during the first semester of my freshman year. And we started meeting, he approached me, and I was more than happy to do it. I had so many questions, and discipleship is the perfect environment for asking those questions, getting the answers, and then learning how to answer other people's questions too.
I'm in discipleship with a student right now who's also in discipleship with a senior. And just being in discipleship with a friend of mine has, it originally started by putting pressure on me to do more things with prayer and spend more time with God during the week, just so that I wouldn't have to say to him no, I didn't really do anything this week. But because of that pressure, through that extra time I was spending with God, I found a much closer relationship with God. So I'm really grateful for that extra pressure.
When you're struggling in your faith, the advice you get is go pray. And if you don't know how to start, it doesn't get you anywhere. So being able to take those first few steps with the Focus missionaries has been wonderful.
I feel it in my bones, I've got here and now.
So with the missionaries around and being involved in things like Bible study and discipleship, I definitely feel a greater desire to go out and just tell people about God. Just for example, one day one of our missionaries walked in and was like, "Lewis, why are you Catholic?" And I had no idea what to say, but since that very point, it's got me thinking to come up with these thoughts that I can tell people, why am I Catholic? What have I found in the Christian?
I've come to understand what evangelization is, and how important it is, and how it is our mission to do so. And just learning different techniques again, how to evangelize, how to approach people, how to talk to them, especially learning about scriptural apologetics has been super helpful.
Well, I think I'm much more comfortable discussing my faith on this campus. BU is, and unfortunately, really secular campus, so it is a bit difficult to try and find places to bring up the faith and bring up discussions of God. But the times I've brought it up, I've been a lot more comfortable.
And so, to me, evangelization, it should really just be something that we can't even help. It should just be something that we're just so joyful about this faith that talking about it with others and sharing it is the logical thing to do. what we're called to do. Just put ourselves out there and then see God do the rest of it.
The missionaries go out like every day and just do everything that they can to let people on campus know about Jesus, or let them know about, we have Massive Catholic Center, just all these different things. And just seeing them as an example has been really helpful, and just learning through them, like how they go out and tell other people about Jesus and about Catholicism. It's been really great. That, like, recognizing that all those blessings come from God has made me a lot more joyful.
Oh yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, just knowing my vocation has helped me experience so much joy in knowing that God has a plan and His plan is working through, and it's so humbling to think that He'd want me to play a part in that. And yeah, just knowing that, and kind of just knowing that God is present everywhere has been so very joyous, and that's how I'm able to see the joy of the gospel just in everyday life.
I personally just want to say thank you to all of the sponsors of the Focus Missionaries, because it means so much to me to know that you're investing in young people like myself, that you're putting missionaries out here on campus to reach out to us. And if you want to see young people in the pews, if you want to see families bringing their children to church, please continue to give, because it means that you're investing in me and in everyone that I'm going to reach out to and share my faith with. So, thank you.
It's your